G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be covering all the craziness that happened today in OCE FNCS round 1. And I know what you're thinking, hey, wasn't it just opens? Like how crazy could have it been? Well, we're talking about Fresh's team again. And I know I've been talking about that so much on my channel. Honestly, I thought it was done for. In my last video, I touched on how I thought Fresh's new team with Slayer might possibly be dropping at Retail Row. Well, turns out they're doing just that. And it went as poorly as what I thought it would. And I don't mean gameplay wise, the fights have been amazing. I mean what's going on behind the gameplay, what's going on outside of that. Because if you don't know Fresh's new team, it's Fresh, Squeaks, and Slayer. Slayer's old teammates, which is Sorif and Eshz, were dropping Retail Row. They've now picked up Carry-On, which is Fresh's old trio mate, and now all 6 of them are dropping at the same drop spot. And if you also don't know if there was any bad blood between Fresh and Carry-On or between Sorif, Slayer, and Eshz, it's even worse because back in Duo FNCS, if you remember Fresh getting griefed one of the weeks, he had someone that was targeting him and trying to eliminate him every game. Yeah, that was Eshz, the team that he is now dropping on again with one of their teammates that he took from them mid FNCS. So it's going crazy. There's massive stream snipe allegations. We had Carry-On's team going head to head with Fresh's team twice today, and the second time did get a little bit ugly. So I'm going to cover all of that. I also want to talk about DreamHack today because we did have the NA East DreamHack finals, which Furious ended up winning, which is ridiculous. I want to talk about how one of the best players in the world right now is still struggling to find a permanent trio. It's just ridiculous. We also had someone getting banned mid-tournament during DreamHack. So much to cover. Let's just jump straight into it. What's going on OCE? So I explained it a little bit in the intro there, but let me break down exactly how well Eshz and Sorif took Slayer splitting with them, so you know why they're so heated before this even started. So when it first happened, Eshz tweeted out this. So he said, looking for one with Sorif, preferably a support player or an IGL. Slayer decided to waste 2 months of our time scrimming our minds off just to leave for some clout. This is serious, by the way. So before we even break down the fact that Carry-On is now going and playing with Eshz and Sorif, they're already upset at Slayer. So they're not happy that Slayer is now leaving them after the first week of FNCS to go play with Fresh and Squeak. So that starts off the beef a little bit. The only thing is, for some reason, I guess whenever Fresh is involved, because of how famous he is, it always gets targeted towards him. So then the tweet started turning into this, where Eshz tweeted, 400 likes for me to stream Pickle Grief 2.0. And then Sorif said, good night guys, getting a good night's sleep for some retail griefing this weekend. And then Sorif also tweeted, Pickle Grief 2.0 might be a go, boys. And that's what I talked about in the intro. Last time, Eshz was contested by Fresh at Steamy Stacks. This was back in Duos when Fresh was playing with Rel. Eshz literally went live with the stream title, Griefing the Pickle. So at this point, honestly, Eshz, I've been in the OCE community for a while. Eshz is in my streams. It's hard to defend them at this point. I didn't want to make too many more drama videos. Honestly, I only wanted to talk about things that were related to Comp Fortnite, but this is very related to Comp Fortnite. Whether this team is contesting Fresh or whatever happens at retail, it's going past that, and that's what we saw in today's game. So we had opens today. Both teams are already qualified, so there wasn't really any drama about whether the game was going to affect them, but we saw Fresh's team go up against Eshz's team in one of the games. That game didn't really have a decisive finish. Eshz's team started getting wiped by another team. Carry-On tried to disengage. Fresh sniped him and they got away, and then Fresh's team continued on with their game. But it's after this where things got a little bit crazy, because next game, Carry-On's team left. At the same time, Fresh was queuing into a game, and that's when all of them queued into a game together. At this point, I was doing a viewing party on my Twitch channel. I thought things were all good. We're just going to see them fight. No bad blood. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams go. Because honestly, as much as they have a bit of bad blood, two good teams contesting each other is nothing we haven't seen before. They went into a game. It was a really, really good, clean fight. It was an insanely good fight. It was a straight 3v3. They were the only teams at retail. Fresh got some really good snipes off, which kind of turned the tides of the battle. Fresh's team ended up winning that fight. They didn't smack talk. Everything was all good. They were confused the way they played the fight, but everything was fine. They went on with their games. But this is where it got weird. Carry-On, Sorif, and Eshz, they had one game left, and there was about 45 minutes left in the tournament. So they decided they were going to go play creative for about 15 minutes, and then they finished playing creative right as Fresh got outside of his game and then queued up into another game. and then they just so happened to get into their game again. You can see where I'm going with this. This game though, Fresh's team decided to go Stark Industries. They didn't want to have the spawn battle over retail. I'm guessing they probably knew. I'm not going to say Fresh was stream sniping them. I don't know, but they changed their drop to Stark Industries. I'm just going to have to imagine that his chat was spamming about it. Everyone was going crazy about it, but this is where things got really weird again. Eshz said this, and I can't defend this.
Are they in our game? I'm just gonna like think that
they're in our game.
Tournament? Nah, yeah, they're in our game.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna call it right now. They're at Stark.
Okay,
alright, I'm gonna Lambo over there. Alright, and they're
loot, and then we'll push Stark.
I think they're hard. Where else would they be then?
Yeah, they're not landing retail. They're going.
Listen, maybe.
Probably Stark.
I mean, they're trying to cover their tracks there, but they can so clearly tell that they know. They just know that Fresh's team's Stark, despite the fact that I think I've watched almost all of Fresh's games today, and I don't think they went Stark a single time. Their logic was, oh, if they're not at retail, they have to be at Stark. I mean, come on, man. Like, again, chat, I want to make this clear. If any of you guys have watched me, if any of you guys know, I actually had Sorif as one of my favorite players that I used to watch way back in Squad FNCS. I've actually played in a tournament with Eshz before, but I can't defend this. You've taken it past just doing like usual kind of spawn beef and, oh, we're going to beat them versus they're going to beat us. And, you know, you get a bit heated like Twins did. You've now taken it to the point where you're deliberately trying to get into their games. And when you get into their game and they don't drop on you, you then stream snipe, or you just happen to know where they are. And even if you're not stream sniping, you're spending your entire game to try and go find them and eliminate them. That's the definition of griefing. So at this point, I just don't even know what FNCS is going to look like. I was talking to Fresh and I was saying like, hey man, it's probably not worth going retail. I even said on my video like a week ago, I saw this coming, but there's so few drop spots on the map. That's hard. There is top tier teams at every single drop spot right now who will also not leave. But at the same time, it can't be worth this much drama. But I don't even know what's going to happen. Surely this isn't going to just slide from an epic standpoint as well. I don't know if anything's going to happen there. We're just gonna have to see, but I wanted to keep you guys up to date with what's going on because I've been covering this whole story, and at this point it's looking like a soap opera. I honestly told you guys that I don't want to cover drama anymore on my channel, but this is super relative to competitive Fortnite. I've been building up all the teams in OCE and how FNCS is gonna look, and now you have two top tier teams, one of which has the biggest content creator in OCE, and it's just, they're both gonna lose. If they both contest each other based on that really long fight that dragged out between the two of them, which was a super interesting fight, they're still gonna lose. Neither of them is gonna walk away enough times with good enough loot to even place anyway. So this is just gonna be about the drama. None of these teams is doing well. If both these teams stay at retail, I can guarantee that both of them are not placing, and it's just that simple. Now that's it, guys. That keeps you up to date with what's going on. I just wanted to cover it because I've been covering this whole story. If it just keeps going deeper and deeper into drama and there's looking like there's no resolution, I don't know whether I'm going to keep talking about it, but I felt like after streaming it tonight and everyone keep asking me what's happening, and I felt like after covering it until this point, I owed you guys enough to just finish it off and get you to where we are now. Now, that's enough drama, that's enough negativity. Let's talk about NA East, because I want to talk about Furious. I want to finish on a bit more of a positive note. If you guys missed it, we did have the semi-finals and grand finals today for NA East DreamHack, and we had Furious taking out the first place on 307 points. He just beat out Skittles by 7 points. But when I say just beat out, his last game was a 0 elim 87th. He went down on spawn, and Furious actually tweeted out this. So Furious wasn't streaming, so I can't say whether this was targeted or not, but he definitely had a player drop on him that hadn't been dropping on him previously, and he was in a really bad spot on the leaderboard, and Furious, he got taken out. But at the same time, happy notes. I don't want this to be any more drama. Furious ended up winning the whole tournament, and he played so well. If you count out that game and his first game, there was a 2 elim 78th. He played so consistently. He got a 5 elim win, a 2 elim 12th, another 7 elim win, and then a 3 elim 2nd. It's just, Furious is on a whole nother level right now. He's such a good solo player. His mechanics are so good, and it makes me want to talk about, why is he still struggling to find a trio? He's now playing with Cease and Blake, and I don't want to make that sound like a bad trio by any means. I just know that Furious now has been bouncing around teams this entire season, and when the snakening happened, I cover that again on my channel. If you missed it, I'll put the video here. When that all went down, Furious was the one player that no team picked up. he was left without a team, and he's such a ridiculously good player. It blows my mind, but I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. He hasn't really fully proven himself as a team game mode player. He's just been popping off in solos. So I really do hope that now that he is playing with Blake and Cease, they can have a really solid performance, because right now I feel like that is 3 players that have been passed around teams or have been involved in so many teams this season, and they're all 3 phenomenal players in their own right. I really want to see them just have that massive performance to show everyone that they can be really good team players. Now, that's not all I wanted to talk about. We did have something else pretty crazy happen in the NA East DreamHack finals today. So we had a bit of an interesting situation. Like I just said, we ended up having the player who qualified in 100th from the semifinals, Chris P. Bacon, actually get banned mid-tournament in the NA East Grand Finals. And it turns out that this was none other than Paperclip, which is a player that got found to be using hacks, who was on a different account. He'd gotten around his ban and he was playing in the tournament again, and he got banned mid-tournament. And I want to talk about this as well, because I hear a lot of people talking down about the Fortnite anti-cheat system, and I actually think the anti-cheat system is doing a phenomenal job. And I know a lot of people get funny when they hear that, but go play any other free-to-play game, or any game that's even not free-to-play, and realize how many more hackers and cheaters you run into compared to Fortnite. Go play a game of Valorant. Go play a game of Warzone. Cheaters are running rampant in those games, and those are games that you have to buy to play. So once you get banned, you then gonna have to buy it again to replay it. Where with Fortnite, it's so much harder when it's free to play, and they're still doing such a good job. We even had a situation today where we had a random player pop off, perform really well, get a 10 elimination game in his first game, and then he had a slightly suspicious clip of him beaming Rogue Shark out of the sky, and he got accused of soft aiming. People are calling him a cheater. He's never placed in anything. He's in first place. He has to be cheating. Epic's anti-cheat sucks. And he wasn't even hacking. Let me show you the clip.
What the heck?
Night FN ended up tweeting this out, who is Rogue Shark's teammate, and he had the caption, "Nitro fan is either the GOAT or is soft aiming. Nobody can do this." Turns out he wasn't. He ended up not placing that well. He had a really good first game, but he ended up placing 20th overall, as he had a few rough games after that. And I wanted to use this as an example of just one clip of someone hitting some good shots in a bloom-based game that people can do doesn't mean they're hacking. I feel like so many players are using the excuse that everyone's hacking and that's why they're losing. Oh, that guy beat me because he's soft aiming. Oh, that guy beat me because he's got macros. Like, it's just... There's not as many cheaters as people seem to think in the game, and I really don't think people are realizing just how good Epic's anti-cheat are. I know there were streams in the past of players streaming themselves cheating live, and then there was a massive wave of bans. Epic put into place rules around banning people who are cheating and stopping people from these false claims of cheating so they can more easily find cheaters. And then things have calmed way down. We've seen no cheaters, and then no one talks about it. I just want to say that if you're going to point out that someone's cheating, or you're going to make fun of an anti-cheat or say that it's not working when you see a cheater, but then when you go weeks and months without seeing one, all of a sudden it's completely, it's just, let's not mention it. I don't know. I just want to finish talking about that. And then lastly, again, stack video today. I know I have to comment really quickly about the Doom's Mythic being vaulted. So if you guys don't know, Doom's Mythic bomb has now been vaulted just for this week though. It's been disabled due to a glitch and then Epic trying to fix it. And I respect this decision. If you can't fix it and there's a glitch in the game which is going to cause massive issues with it, take it out. But it leads to the question of what the community is asking. We saw Chap tweeting this earlier today in the response to the post about it, saying, just don't bring it back then. And I'm really, really excited to see what an FNCS looks like this weekend without Doom's Mythic Bomb, because it's still such an insane drop. You still have guaranteed max shockwaves, guaranteed shield, and all scars for your team. So I want to see how the teams perform, and I'm going to make a video next week going back and comparing how teams went when they had the Doom's Mythic compared to when they didn't, to say whether it should be in the game as an actual instance of, is it balanced? So that's all I wanted to say for today's video, guys. I know it was a bit up and down. We had a bit of drama. We had some highs, we had some lows, but I had a lot to cover. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think the Dooms ball should still be in the game, or are you happy that it's taken out for a week? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get 100K. You guys are gassing it so hard. We're at 80. We're so close, so thank you. And again, chat, I promise you, I'm not going to make this a massive kind of like drama channel. It's not what I want to do, but I felt like I needed to talk about what's going on today because it just doesn't sit right with me. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.